Hey guys, before the podcast starts, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's been supporting me on YouTube and Anchor. And I just also want to notify all of you that the podcast is now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and many more. In today's podcast, we have a small Twitch streamer called Ofmiceandclyde, also known as Clyde. We also have Katie, a former friend of Elkoff in his former school.
So here's the context, right? Who would win in a fight, a 300-pound male or a 150-pound male? But the thing
Clyde
he's a
would win.
slugger, but I'm
Clyde
fast. So...
Yeah, you would win because you have a better mustache.
I would win because I have a better mustache?
You had.
Had?
You had.
I have one. I have one.
Oh, you do? I haven't looked at your stream in a while.
No, thanks, bud.
Also,
He has a
you
beard,
haven't
though.
streamed in
He has a
while.
pretty lit beard.
Alright, hold up. I'm gonna go pee and then we can start.
Oh, you gotta pee? You wanna record that too? Make that part of the content?
Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
You just hear the flushing of the toilet in the back.
And yes, I am fucking that out.
Just
Almost day.
Hold on, I gotta grab my headphones.
No? Why not? Okay. Fine.
If you were ever curious, this is what he looks like. Lots of tattoos, lots of piercings.
That's cool.
13 of them to be exact. No, 14, which has another picture. Yeah.
Okay, I'm using makeup as headphones, so if my audio sounds like shit,
See how easy it is to talk about bad things?
What's bad about that?
Okay.
I guess nothing about that specifically.
Well, it's not really good
Is there
example.
just gonna be like a conversation in the background of the podcast with Clyde and this?
I don't know. Is there gonna be a conversation in the background?
In the balls.
Does my audio sound like shit?
I'm fucking funny.
How's my audio?
My friends love me.
How's your audio? It's
You're
quiet.
very quiet, but Angel can like. Yeah. You can edit it.
Can't you just turn up my mic volume?
You can turn up your mic volume, but he can as well.
Wait, Katie, you're not
I
on
have her on
Katie,
max.
you're not on our wavelength.
You have her on max. How does she sound on your end then?
Hold on. Katie, talk.
I'll be right back.
Okay, she leaves. Okay.
She's good. All right. Well, I can still hear her regardless. She's quiet.
Wait, did she leave? Oh, no, she's still.
Am I good?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah, you're good. Oh, I just want gold.
Angel, do you want me to look at good podcast talking ideas? Or is
Yeah,
that what
can
you
you
want?
do that, please?
Clyde,
not
you're gonna be the
professional.
main one talking. You're the only one who actually can like have good conversations here.
That says a lot when not even the guy that makes the podcast.
All right.
We're
Get out of pen
trying to
pen
get
and
money.
paper,
No,
Angel. I'm
we're
about to put you to work.
Wait, what?
I'm about to put you to work. We're gonna have topics to go through.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Papa.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing is, a lot of these conversations I know how to talk about, but I fear that you guys aren't old enough to know how to talk about.
Wow. You don't give me enough
like
credit.
what?
Like,
Religion.
personal development, things to consider before joining different societies or groups, how industries differ between regions and countries, different strategies in your field of specialty. Like, these are things that like you have to develop into as you get older. You guys aren't old enough to experience half these things, so I
What,
have
you're
to
saying I'm
find
not
stuff.
mature?
I've
I'm not saying you're not
Dude.
mature. I'm just saying you don't have experience.
You're not on our wavelength. Katie's the only one that'll get that reference.
What?
I fucking hate you.
Can you shut up?
I'm so confused.
It's a fucking.
I know, it's a thing in our school.
You don't even go to school. You're homeschooled.
Well, like,
Yeah, I know, but like
we can
back
talk
when
about
I was in
nostalgia.
school.
We can talk about nostalgia.
Yes.
They can experience nostalgia.
Wait, hang on, I'm
Experience
confused.
nostalgia.
I think I'm getting two things mixed up. What's nostalgia?
You don't know what nostalgia is? Oh dear God.
No, I do.
Somebody
I'm just
help
getting
Olga,
two. I think I'm
please.
getting anxiety
Don't
and
worry,
nostalgia
I'll
mixed
wait.
up.
It's Jordan. He's dumb. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I have
Nostalgia
I
is
don't
essentially
know.
the reminiscent of good memories or traditions.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you
Like-
were to go back and visit
Like old
a place.
Fortnite.
No, that's not nostalgia.
That's funny.
You wanna know what he fucking said? Old Fortnite? No laugh. No laugh was mustard. Okay, fine.
I mean,
But no,
With the
nostalgia
narrative.
is essentially like an example of if you like went someplace when you're like 6 years old and you remember it very well, and you were to revisit it today in like a very similar context, it would be nostalgic.
Or like an old toy. You find your old toy that you used
Yes,
to play
and you remember stuff with that toy. That is nostalgic.
Oh, yeah. But God, my
with.
voice. Yeah.
Everything like that.
So like, I have plenty experiences with nostalgia because I have a very
Well, same for the
traditional family.
podcast.
Okay, but it's good content. It's adult conversation.
you know, I don't
It's
even
not-
care.
We're not gonna sit here and talk about Fortnite.
You know what? We have Clyde here just to like talk about adult things and like relatable content.
Then you guys are gonna say like bullshit like comments to it and be like, yeah, no you.
Yeah, I know that.
Do
When
you
you're
know the
talking
name
about
of the
like,
podcast?
like when you're talking about the economy in like North Korea.
The 1990
The 1990 Speed Wars
of Japanese motorcycles.
of Japanese
Okay, I
motorcycles. Yeah, because they know jack shit about that.
These are some great topics that I
Yeah, well, then you should make a
what you're talking about.
And you said relatable content. How does
These are great. These are great freaking topics that I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, do you want me to repeat the ones that we're gonna do?
How about we just talk about Powerpuff Girls?
I don't know enough about Powerpuff Girls.
I do.
That's good for you. You know a lot about a lot of shit.
Hey,
I have no idea.
I don't know anything about Powerpuff Girls.
Clyde, how into
You do
how
I
into
just
politics are you?
What am I into politics? Did you
Yeah,
just ask my?
what-
I would consider myself a very moderate Democrat. Yeah, I would.
shut the
I
fuck
would
up.
be more on the like Democratic side, but not too much.
I am moderate.
Honestly, I'm not into politics.
So I'm the only.
But yet again, we don't talk about politics a lot, so you can't really judge me.
Well, yeah, but I'm
centrist?
not into politics.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
You know what a
The root of the word
centrist
is
is?
center. So think about that for a second.
So a literal dead center.
Wow.
It means,
Well,
like,
I obviously lean more towards the Democratic beliefs, not Republican. Well, it also has a lot to do with what I believe in, so. Lots of rainbows. But,
So, like, a centrist is not based on the like. Most people who are democratic, they make their decisions based on.
oh, what? Oh. It went back. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Stalin.
But no, I consider myself a very moderate Democrat because I do believe there are some things that Trump is
You
doing
see,
that
this is
could
why we
fix
need a podcast. We just start conversations.
because like I do believe some of the things that Trump is doing is fixing the economy in a wealthy way for the upper middle class. And like for my parents, it's benefiting them insanely well. But of course, for younger generations, it's not going to be helping us whatsoever. And so it's kind of like,
My
Well, it could have some relation to the moderate or the
but see, the thing is, especially for younger generations, such as my boyfriend, what ended up happening was you make enough to where you should have gotten a tax return of over like what, $2,000? And his tax return ended up coming less than $400. So it's like one of those things where it's like,
They raised the taxes on my tax bracket.
yeah, but they like lowered it for people like my parents. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it benefits some people but not all. But in a way, it's like
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
it benefits the baby boomers. Is essentially what's going on. It doesn't benefit us, but it is benefiting somebody.
because
So-
if you think about it, like most of Trump's supporters are probably going to be in the older.
Older side.
Yeah,
you should have just started recording by now.
because people
I
who
know.
are older are mostly conservative.
Oh, you are? Okay.
52.
Okay.
I mean, I also think it depends on your like economic stance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and essentially what happened
But-
was people that make $52,000 and up got their taxes cut, and people who make $52,000 and below got it like bumped up. So that's essentially what happened. So it was kind of like a switch, but at the same time, it's benefiting those people who go out there and earn an actual job, and it's pushing people who don't like have the best of jobs, especially minimum wage, to Kitty. Hi, Kitty. I know. Hey,
Your cat
Harm.
just walks in.
Actually, it was handed to me, but oh, he pierced my nipple.
Oh. Now you fully turn into Shane Dawson.
I love you, Harm, but you just like, ow, fucking A.
What's your cat's name?
Harm. No,
Harm?
Oh.
Harm. Yes, like harm
You know,
people.
Like,
I don't really know the statistics of it, but my mom couldn't get a job.
Oh, my nipple.
Because-
Ouch. No, fuck off.
Whatever.
I'm not showing you my fucking nipple, you weirdo.
Oh.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Blood point event. It started at 2. Oh, it started at 2. Okay, so it's on. Ion, thanks, babe.
Angel,
What
do you
happened?
want to start the podcast now?
Oh, it's
I
been.
didn't.
It's been.
Oh, it's Ben?
Yeah.
Sorry that you're.
Oh, what the?
Things in your head right now.
Oh, what the?
No intro, no anything, baby. We go in raw.
We're going in raw.
Yeah, we
Jesus
just.
fuck.
That sounded okay.
By the way, I did not write down any of the topics.
We don't need topic.
We just kind
Yeah,
of.
we don't need topics. We're just talking.
Exactly. We spent like 4 minutes already just talking about politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, Kitty, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why is your Discord name Shrek's Life? Sister.
It's a long story.
Memes. Just memes.
Just memes?
Just memes.
Pretty much. There's some other context. But
Jeez, okay.
well, I was looking
Getting on my
up.
damn nerves.
I was looking up like weird profile pictures. I just wanted to have a weird profile picture, and then I saw that, and so I named myself Struck Sister. And then put my profile pictures up.
It's okay.
I find it funny because every now and then I'll get like a random message and people are like, "What the fuck is your PlayStation like profile picture?" And I'm like, "Well, you have to
Wait,
understand
what?
something."
Oh no, that's the dad, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's the story, right?
Yeah.
I was hanging out with my boyfriend after like we met my parents and whatnot, and he made a comment about how like my dad looks like this fucking Muppet. Hold up a second. Let me get a picture for you guys so you can understand what the hell I'm talking about.
Hang on. I'm gonna look at the profile picture right now because I have you on PlayStation.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send it to you so Angel can fucking clip this and like zoom in on it. Like this is the face we're talking about here. So
I just looked at your profile picture.
Where are you sending it? I'm confused.
I'm sending it into
Discord.
the Discord.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so you'll be able to see it.
Wait, he
So
looks like that?
my dad looks like this fucking bird. And I'll send an image of my dad as well, so you can see the comparison. Okay, let me
Does he
just.
even have the unibrow?
Oh
Or,
yeah,
hang
he
on,
does. Oh, he's got those furious brows, man. So this is what I'm talking about when I say my dad looks like this.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Dude, I'm
Yeah, my
terrified.
dad's got some furious eyebrows. Like they,
There's no angle.
yeah.
He looks like a.
He's scary.
I
More
know.
editing
I
for
know.
Angel.
My dad's scary.
Wait, is this your dad or the Muppet? I'm confused.
Oh.
Whoa!
I'm
I
sorry,
can't tell if that was an insult or not.
That is the Muppet. That is not my dad.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure here.
Let me find a picture of
Wait,
him.
I don't want to offend anybody's dad.
No, you can offend my dad. Totally.
Jeez.
I literally just called him a Muppet.
I mean, but it's not
Yeah,
like
there's a
huge
picture
insult.
of Angel. Congratulations.
Okay.
It really isn't. It really isn't an insult because he does look just like him. I just got to find a picture of him now so you can do a comparison side by side. But no, because my dad's got these furious eyebrows, and I sent a picture of my dad to my boyfriend. I was like, "This is what my dad looks like," and he goes, "Whoa." he looks like a fucking Muppet. And I'm like, which one? And he goes, the one with the insane eyebrows. He's a bird. And I'm like, what? And so I looked him up, and I was like, God damn it, you're fucking right.
You know,
Just ignore Angel sent me a text in that picture.
who is that?
That's a dude named AJ from my school.
Jeez. Fucking AJ.
I'm waiting for this picture to, like, not fucking... there we go.
My
Alright.
mic is supposed to be like be here like in 5 minutes.
Alright, so this is what... Now, this is what my dad looks like, okay?
Oh, that's not Clyde's dad. That's not Clyde's dad.
That's what my dad looks like, yeah!
Damn. It's like, chill. Dad, you're not trying to offend your dad, but your dad looks like a woman.
I saw.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
And so that's my dad.
that's kind of rude. Yep.
So take a good look at his face, and then go back and paint that fucking bird.
Sorry. I'm sorry for
I
laughing.
can see it. I can see
I'm
it.
sorry for laughing. I'm sorry for laughing, dude. I'm sorry for laughing, but I don't even care.
So when I tell people he looks like my dad, they're like, so why do you have it as your profile picture? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's just funny.
It's just there. It's just there.
I'm sorry. I don't want to laugh, but I can't. Dude, I love his eyebrows.
He has a nice eyebrow.
Dude, yeah, I want to massage him.
No suspect.
Oh, but yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
If you go back to the chat, apparently Katie died.
Oh, did she die?
Yeah.
Rip.
She was with us for like 9 minutes and then she died.
Rip.
Big rip. So, any of you guys are gonna spoil Endgame to me?
No, because I haven't watched it.
Oh. Oh. Big rip too. You know, Elgoff spoiled me like the end, and I
Oh, you're a
pretty much
prick.
guessed. No, but I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Jacob actually sent me a
He's
link,
like
like a
he's
Facebook
he-
link
he
to the
was
whole
like-
entire fucking movie.
Really?
Yeah, I
Dude,
have
I
a
wanna-
link to the
can
whole
you
entire
send that
fucking
to me?
movie
I
on
want to
Facebook.
watch it again.
Word.
Alright,
I'm gonna need that link.
I'm gonna send
Yeah,
you
I
the
want to
link.
watch the movie again. Ah!
At first I was like, the fuck is this? And then I like started watching it, I'm like, this is like the whole entire fucking Endgame movie. What the fuck, chump? And he goes, I found it on
I want to watch it again.
By the way, we don't encourage illegal viewing.
Not at all.
I
Just
don't
cut this
say I
out of
want
the
to watch it
podcast.
again.
Just cut this out of the podcast.
Why is it Chinese?
I don't, because Chinese are awesome.
You're right. Can't blame you.
By the way, just ignore the
Beautiful
two pictures I sent to my girlfriend.
Look at you being cute. Huh, this is odd. The
Thanks.
map said I wouldn't encounter a dumb fuck for another 2 miles.
Wait, I want to know how Chump got that.
I don't fucking know. He's a kid. He can do anything.
I'm a kid, but I can't get like a link of Endgame.
I don't know. You just gotta dig around.
Dude, I would pay money for another link of Endgame.
Well, now
Well,
you don't gotta pay.
oh damn. Well, let me just delete that real quick. Hey Jordan, you wanna?
No, please! Again, I've seen the link, saving it. Hold up, I got this.
No, please.
Alright, I saved the link.
No. No.
Yes, it's saved! Let's
No.
get it! Okay,
You gotta
let's
pay
go,
me $5
please.
for that link, buddy.
My package is outside.
Your
That's
package?
nice.
What'd you order? Did you order?
I'm just gonna like quick send a picture of the street that Angel lives on
No.
to the. I'm joking.
Clyde, I don't know how. He found where I live in my address and how my house looks like.
Yeah, it's called Snapchat.
Yeah, but I turned it off like an hour, like a year ago.
An
I
hour.
don't fucking know, man. I turned it off an
There
hour
you
ago.
go.
Yeah, well, he found it yesterday. Oh, too funny. Oh, my nipple hurts. God damn it.
Alright,
Fucking
guys.
Alright,
cat.
can you like not?
You guys continue talking. I'm just gonna go get my package real quick.
But here's a picture of Angel real like flexing $5.
Real tits. Nice. Oh, it says real ties.
Look at the bottom of it. He's flexing $5. That's Angel.
I thought that said real tits. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
You
No
thought it
wonder
said
he
that?
clicked on it so fast.
Yeah, it looks like it says real tits.
It does.
I've been reading this.
And then he's
Fuck that
flexing
for
$5 in the shadows down below. Like, what's up, bitch? Take my money. Oh, fucking.
And my cat when he was like 3 months old.
Oh,
You don't like that my car's parked next to yours?
he's like, no.
Oh, that's funny. I can't see your fucking cat. It's so dark.
What, does he blend in? Oh yeah, that was
He-
taken at like 6 o'clock at night.
Nice.
That, and
Um,
this is a picture of him. Hang on.
But we can
This
talk
is a
about like a
picture.
video game that we all like. So guys, what video games that we all like?
Rocket League.
Overwatch?
Actually, I don't like it anymore.
Let's
Guys
talk
put
about
Endgame
Rocket
on it.
League.
Mm-mm, I hate
Like,
Rocket
guys
League.
put Endgame on it for me.
What?
Blast Media.
Angel was there.
Blast Media?
Blast Media.
What's Blast Media?
It's a new company that's handling Major League Gaming from here on out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like, it's basically like, NBA or
Oh, so it's like a new twist on like esports and whatnot.
yeah, it's a,
Because usually what happens is the people who develop the games are the one that hosts
yes.
like all of the Rocket, like not Rocket, but like all of their tournaments and all of their events. Usually it's the people of the developers of the game. So that's interesting.
Blast Professional Media. MLG.
Angel, look at the chat.
Just got hired as
God.
Look at the chat, Angel.
their
Hey.
proprietary the musical.
Who's the cat?
Oh, who's the cat? That's
What?
Jordan's cat.
Oh.
It's Howard.
That's Howard. Howard. Fucking
I just had the weirdest experience.
what?
So I go downstairs
Oh,
after I
you
get
looked at
notified
my
about
cat.
my packet, and the UPS guy is still there. And I'm just
Yeah.
like awkwardly waiting for him to leave.
The fuck? Who's that? That guy ugly.
I know he is.
Who's that?
I know. That's
Katie
what I'm
knows who
saying.
that is.
You're making me edit more. I don't want this.
No, you don't
don't
have
have
to
to-
edit it in.
You don't have
Yeah, but they need context.
no context. We don't have to include this conversation.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, fine. And then here, a picture of Angel's a dog.
I do
who's
that all the
same
time.
breed
You just don't
as
fucking.
mine and Katie's. There's Poofies.
Oh, he's so cute.
Just expose my dog.
Same breed as my dog and
Hey, Katie, you mind sending a picture of your dog?
I can send you
I'll
a picture,
of mine real
of
quick.
the cat.
Okay.
I think I have a picture of Harm somewhere. Or if you want to go grab him.
And Pee-Rez dog compared to Angel's same breed.
Harm.
Shit, they look so alike. What the hell?
Look at
I know,
the pretty
because they're the
kitty.
same breed.
Oh.
Damn, that's kind of
By
funny.
the way, that's my old dog's collar, and on there is his, like, yeah. I don't remember.
So, Katie,
That old dog is dead now.
how old are you?
Send a picture of your,
Harm.
send a picture
Arm.
of your pups.
Your mom.
Oh, retake that.
Okay. Alright, so...
Oh, that's
God,
a good
they
one.
do look so similar.
Aw. That's my kitty
They look
now.
so freaking similar.
That's my cat now.
Your cat, hang on. Where's
Yeah, this is now gonna be my
where's his
cat.
feet?
I thought it
Oh
was a
dang,
dog
that
at
looks
first, to
like
be
my
honest.
cat Panther.
Now he wants to be in here. Hey, BB. How's it going, cutie pie?
Oh, I was gonna send a picture, but my phone died.
Oh. Wait, how are you talking? I'm confused.
I'm on my
Here's
You
a
love that,
picture
don't
of 3
you?
of my cats.
You already what?
that, don't you, you cute little kitty?
Oh, you have a laptop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And there's a picture of 3 of my cats, one of which is dead.
Go Harm.
Algo, why do you live in a barn?
I don't live in a barn.
He's never been here before. He's so mystified by this new area. He's like, I gotta figure this shit out.
He's
He's
gonna be a virgin.
This is so confusing.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah, he's just looking.
Hey, Olgoff.
And
Oh.
and here's a picture of female angel in its natural habitat.
Oh my god. Katie, don't judge this picture, please.
It isn't loading.
Yes, I love it. We stand.
What?
I live for it.
Wait, what do you
No,
look
I'll
for?
just send
I'm confused.
pictures of every angel face I have.
No. Oh god.
Oh my god.
That just scared me.
Wait,
Damn, Teletubby's gone hostile.
Facts.
I was looking for a picture of my dog and I found that. Oh,
and here's Angel's aunt with
Oh, good.
his dog.
What?
That's my own.
What?
here's my
I
dog.
thought it was you. You said, who is that then? And why is there Jeffy?
Why is your dog like white? It scares me.
Wow, that
I
looks
can't
so
hear it.
similar to my dog when he first got his haircut.
I know, same.
Probably because he's the same breed. Wait, is that looks? Your other dog looks like an owl. Is that a dog?
Oh,
But like, I was like,
yeah, like is it
It
all
looks
good?
like an owl.
you can,
It's just
That does look like an owl. That's kind of weird. He's so chubby.
Hey, Clyde, you're more of a cat person, right?
I'm more of a dog person because I am kind of allergic to cats.
Oh.
But I do love cats. But I am
That's
more
a
of a
big
dog
word.
person only because I'm not as allergic to dogs as I am to cats.
Oh. See, I had a cat named Haiti. Not Shrek's sister. Just saying. And I cried when she left.
Oh.
Cause we initially got her from the street.
Oh.
Cause it was like in a rainy night. And she was just like outside my garbage, just like whimpering in the corner. So we took her in and
Sure.
we gave her food and everything. And we kept
I
her
sent
for
a
couple
picture of a
weeks,
Donald
and then
Trump
got-
tweet and it breaks my phone.
Yeah, I
Why do
really
you
don't want
have
you
that
to
picture?
see.
That was like 2 years ago.
That was season 3.
Wow, Fortnite nerd.
I don't play Fortnite, by the way.
Neither do I.
Wait, hang on, is this you? I don't.
Type it.
It has to be you.
Stop sending pictures. Gee. Just like why? Hey Clyde, so how's your Twitch going?
Twitch is going pretty good. I've had to adjust my schedule as exams come through, and now that I'm not working, so because yesterday was my last day because my work isn't open during the summer, but I will be getting it. Yeah, but I'm either going to be getting a job as a kind of kennel watcher or somewhere in a kitchen again. So,
or just,
I hate doing kitchen work.
or in a restaurant somewhere, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to be working this summer and at the same time streaming games. I know that. Yeah. Wow.
Out off.
Sorry.
What made it worse was that your voice was lagging while you were sneezing. She's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
But yeah. So essentially, what's going to be happening is I'll be streaming. And there's a couple really good games coming out during the summertime, which I'm really excited for. There's a game coming out, I believe, late August called Chernobylite. And if any of you don't know, do you guys know what Chernobyl is?
No.
I have no idea.
You don't know what
I haven't
Chernobyl is?
kept up with
Okay.
games.
So Chernobyl is a nuclear power plant in Russia that was a nuclear power plant in Russia that ended up blowing up, I think, in the 1970s.
Oh, okay.
80s, and it is the most radioactive place on the whole entire fucking planet.
Wow.
And it's been emptied and evacuated for about 40 years now or so. Yeah, 40 years. And there has just been confirmation that life has been coming back into the area. but there's definitely like mutations and stuff that are happening, and it's like really weird. But the whole entire game is a horror game, and it's revolved around a man who lost his wife and child in the explosion, and he comes back and visits it to try and find remnants of his past and to try and make sense of everything that happened. And in that, it obviously takes a like horrible, like dark twist of like horror and thriller, which I think is like super duper duper cool.
I thought radiation only lasted for 15 years though. I thought radiation only lasted for like 15 years though.
No, it definitely lasted way longer. I don't know what kind of radiation you're thinking of, but
Because like bomb shelters and stuff are like, you know, when
it said like radiation of that size of that combustion is said to last for about 100,000 years.
oh,
Yeah, it was a big explosion. It's a big deal. Yeah, there's like a bunch of like horror movies out about it, like how awful and terrifying it actually is. And there was actually an episode of River Monsters where the guy Jeremy Wade, who hosts the show, went out and like went and caught a fish that was obviously some type of catfish, but it had mutated so much from the radiation, it was a completely entirely new species. And that was just within 40 years. So that's the crazy part. But the game looks really good. It looks super scary. It's got like that twist of like creepy, like possessed, like scary jump scare thing. So in fact, I'll actually go and find a link, and you can like clip this into it and just kind of do like a 30-second like preview of the game. But it looks really good. So let me share, copy link, and y'all can like check
Sounds like a
this
game
out.
I won't be interested in, but it seems cool.
It's a horror game, but I definitely plan on streaming it at some point.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna like pre-order it?
Am I going to pre-order it? I don't think it's available for pre-order, but
That's weird.
You think World War III is gonna happen anytime soon, or at least during our time?
I feel like
I think it will.
I don't know.
I honestly think it will. Unfortunately,
I feel like it could have happened. I feel like it could have happened already with North
the
Korea.
only possible way
somehow
that
we managed to escape it, which I think is insane.
No, listen, the only way that would possibly happen is if the whole entire nuclear war thing will happen, but that won't happen because in destroying us, they would also destroy themselves because of the nuclear agreement or whatever, where if North Korea tries to bomb us, we bomb them and all of that stuff. And like, the same thing with Russia.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like as soon as you start a war, there's no getting out of it. And the thing is, with the development of the times that we are in, nuclear war is common. It will be common. We aren't going to be using tactics such as like gas or like all of the things that we've seen in World War I and World War II anymore. It's going to be legit nukes versus nukes and how big we can make them.
Wouldn't happen.
I think it's going to be attempted to be avoided as long as possible. I think as long as there is still conflict between the U.S. and everybody else, there will be problems. And that's currently a rough situation we're in, considering our president is very hot-headed and says a lot of things that he probably should filter out first. Because a lot of it can be taken out of context, and a lot of it can be...
But you do realize that our president also meted with Kim Jong-un, and that's like the first person.
Yeah, I know. They're friends now, which is kind of scary, but at the same time, it's like, it's a very strategic move.
It's also super surprising.
Yes, like hasn't happened.
It's very shady, but it's a very strategic move to be like friends with the person that is our major threat.
Yeah.
Like in 2017, people like I bet that was the last thing they
He
expected to
created
happen.
peace over in Eastern Asia and like, or Western Asia. Well, Eastern Asia. Wait, never mind. But like,
And I think like the thing is, it's like he is being friends with the people that we need to be scared of the most. So him and Russia, they're pretty good friends, regardless of the scandal that's been going around
it's
with
like
him
that
and the Mueller.
keep your friends close,
Like-
but your enemies closer.
Exactly. So I think that's the only good strategical thing that he has been pulling off, wise, is becoming friends with these very hostile leaders, which in the end
Which is
can
a
benefit
miracle,
us, but if we somehow change presidency to where somebody doesn't want to be friends with these terrifying leaders that are complete communists,
It would be stupid.
it can
not-
go south real quick.
Yeah, but it would be stupid not to be if a fucking president like was like, oh no, I don't like Kim Jong-un, so like I'm just not gonna talk to him anymore because then like Kim Jong-un would get pissed off and probably bomb
Yeah,
us anyways.
but
so-
even then, even with Trump being friends with Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin, there has still been some conflict of where they have been like, we're friends, so you're going to agree to stop making nuclear weapons, and they continue to do it anyways. So there's that like double standard of like, we're friends, but why are you creating weapons of mass destruction that could potentially harm both of us?
the chances of them even using it are like fucking 0.000. Like there's like why would they use it though? Like why would they do nuclear war if they knew that? If
Because
they did
the
nuclear
whole
war, they would
idea
do it.
of these radical leaders like this is that they don't agree with how we align. And that is what most of terrorism is. It's that they have a specific faith or religion that they believe in, and we don't align with that. And so within the context
That's
of
what-
reading their religion, it gets interpreted in a very hostile and dangerous manner. And so, like legit, somewhere in the Islamic Torah, I believe, it says Quran. Yeah.
Yeah, Quran.
It mentions how that those of who deny your faith do deserve to die.
Yeah, I've
But
read
that
the
is
Quran.
people who like. But the thing is, it's
The people
so
who've been
hard to
oppressed.
interpret because the language is so outdated, and so it can be interpreted completely falsely into where like people can say, well, that just means people who oppress your religion or people that like don't align with your religion.
No,
And so-
I've read
Well, it's
no, like I've read the translation of the Quran. It says anybody, and in the thing that I don't agree with the Muslims and stuff is that I know like we have immigrants in our country, but people who literally are deliberately coming, and it says this in the Quran. It says to pretend to be passive to infiltrate a country and destroy them from the inside out. That is exactly what they are doing right now, and that's
Yes.
why I don't agree with Muslims.
And that's why there are refugees, because they're getting kicked out of their countries. And then we have this whole entire problem of people thinking that every refugee that's in the United States
But who can
is here for drug
I can
charges or
trust?
is here to like steal our jobs or is here to rape everybody. Well, the whole entire point of the United States was an escape haven for those who believed that their government was corrupt. And that's what's happening in this world today, and we're denying these people that deserve and need that protection.
But listen, how do we know? How do we know those who are here unfaithfully and like want to destroy a country, and those who are legitimately trying to escape their country's government?
There is no way to tell. But the
That's
thing,
almost impossible to find out.
it's near goddamn impossible to find out, and that's what they're trying to figure out how to do at these borders, is trying to find out how they can do background checks to make sure these people coming in aren't terrorists. But the thing is, almost like I think it's like 70% of the terrorist attacks that happen in the U.S. are from U.S. citizens that are white cis males.
Okay, so where are you getting? This
Oh, I'm sure it is.
from?
So the occurrence of terrorist attacks on a large scale do not come from
I don't remember the
other
exact numbers, but
regions.
It's like 576 out of 577 plane attacks have come from people who are Muslim, people who follow Islam.
Yeah, but this is more of like people who come into our country and do this shit.
And I don't think it's necessarily the white cis or whatever people. I think it's people who have mental disabilities. And I think it's the mental disability people who need to have more background checks and not be able to have the weapons. Because, I mean, let's be honest, like if someone has schizophrenia and they think that you're trying to kill them, then that's like a huge problem. Instead
No,
of
I
somebody who's
agree with you. Like,
innocent
and that's also like a whole entire topic with like the whole entire gun debate. We're talking about giving out guns to either minors or people that aren't mentally stable to handle them. And we're talking about regulations that need to be in control to prevent that from happening.
the mentally disabled people, I don't agree with them having weapons, but like people who are young, as long as they're educated, I think that they should be able to have those weapons to defend themselves. Because
But
without
young? What do you mean?
defense.
Like, what age?
like
So, like people, I think
young-
above the age of 21 should be able to apply to like get
well,
a
then
gun.
That's like what 3 years where they don't get to defend themselves. They're
But
leaving themselves without.
There's
any-
ways you can defend yourselves that don't need to involve a gun, and if you do need
Yeah,
a
but here's the
gun,
thing. Imagine having a knife and somebody comes into your house with a gun. What are you gonna do? Run over to them and stab them? That would take. They would you would assume that they would be able to shoot you before you ran behind them and stabbed them with a knife.
Yeah, I get that.
Things
But
like
the
that
thing
happen every
is-
day.
But the thing is, people kill people. Guns don't kill people, and so it comes to that point of where it's like, yes, you can be 18 with no track history, but at the same time.
Saying that we should get rid of guns because they kill people is completely stupid. That's like saying...
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not gun. I'm saying start implementing laws that prevent people who. I'm saying implement laws that help the background checks be a little bit more thorough. So that way we're not giving guns to the wrong people. But then there's also that debate of like, should teachers own guns in the class?
I
But
completely don't agree with that.
I don't
But
agree
there
with that
is
either.
evidence
I think that
that-
makes the environment much more hostile and a lot more stressful
But
for the students knowing that the teacher may be holding a gun. And
Listen.
if a student finds that out and they're just about ready to take, especially in colleges, that situation can turn very deadly very quickly.
There are like thousands of veterans that would say that they would protect their local school districts with guns themselves instead of like people who are actually trained in this stuff to defend our schools and stuff like that would actually have like the intimidation effect on the children not to like kill each other with the and that. But also, what I think it is, the school shootings, a lot of them, I do believe that it's people with like mental diseases or like mental disorders and stuff like that, or it could just be a scare effect to try to get rid of guns, which it has happened before, not proven, but is assumed.
Yeah, no, I believe that. But it just comes to a fact of whether it's right or wrong, and knowing when it's appropriate to be able to display guns and knowing when in an environment they should be in. But
Can still
in this
carry
case,
on.
it's like, I don't think a school would be appropriate because that can, there's so many situations that can go wrong so fast. But do I believe people should be able to holster weapons in case of self-defense? Yes. I just think, and this is where like the whole entire moderate Democrat comes into play, I think there should be just more regulation. I'm not saying eliminate guns in general. I just think there should be better regulation on who gets them and how they get them.
Okay, yeah, because that's agreeable. Like, people with mental disabilities, I completely agree with you on that part. But, like, saying people who are 18 can't have them, I don't agree with that part because that's a 3-year difference. People's maturity differ, and so I don't think it really matters. If you're 18, you could be just as mature as a fucking 30-year-old, for Christ's sake.
Very true. Very true.
So, like...
And I agree with that.
If you're 18, you could also have the maturity of a fucking 5-year-old, which means that it doesn't really matter where the age is. And you're just taking defense from helpless people who wouldn't be able to defend themselves either way. And if you like give people with like who are like 21 a gun and they decide to kill somebody who is 18 and below, or 18 up to 21 or 20 technically, who couldn't get a gun, that would be like child's play. That's what Hitler did. He took away guns from Jews, and that's how he was able to go and commit genocide.
Eradicate them, yeah. Which is terrifying to think of the least. So
Yes, which is why I'm.
I haven't said a word.
it's a hard topic to talk about. It genuinely is, because you have to understand the political climate of what you mean.
Yeah, I'm a little more into politics than those two.
Well, no, so am I, because
I'm not
unfortunately-
that stuff, so like
unfortunately, who I am as a human being, I'm required to understand politics, and I have to understand the political climate in it in order to preserve my safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm worried about is the political influence of people. It's like most schools, colleges are liberal, which I don't really agree with, because like I'm going to conservative school, but not just because it's conservative, but like because the liberal influence can be so much they're like controlling the children or the teens that go to these schools, or adults. But like
No, I
people
get
go
that.
to these schools and trying to convince them to become liberal and think like a liberal, so that way they have more people on their side. But like it's like And most people, once they get out of college, like especially conservative, once they realize where their money is going, or at least that's what I've been told by people who are
No, I get that. I can understand that because oftentimes, like, I have some very radical liberal friends, and it's very common for them to not come from a sense of wanting to understand or learn. It's more of you need to think this way. But there isn't a right way to think. People are entitled to their opinion.
Yes.
And they can think how they want to think, as long as it doesn't harm others. And
that's where like freedom of speech stands.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. But like, this is the thing about like some people. I won't single out like all trans people or all gay people or anything like that. Like a lot of like, there's some people in that group who say that you have to believe that you have to say that I am this thing even though it's biologically incorrect, which is what I've always disagreed with. This is because you cannot force me to believe in something that you believe just because you believe in it. Like you can't and then say that it's morally wrong for me. No, you're not gonna disrupt my biological thinking, it's like forcing, like kind of like forcing religion. You just say you have to believe in my God, otherwise that you're a terrible. Like that's wrong, right? And so saying that you have to believe that I'm, I don't know, a fucking walrus, like, that's not right. It's not biological to me, and that's where I think that's where it falls under kind of the line of delusion. Because biological.
I get that, and I kind of want to challenge you on this because, like, the thing is, it's not about beliefs. Like, it has nothing to do with believing that people are trans. That's not what it is. People are born this way, and they have this sense of identity that this is how they align. It has nothing to do about forcing you to believe that. It's more of a respect. Like, especially when it comes to identity, and people want to be seen a certain way, so that's what they strive for. And it's more out of respect for the human rather than wanting to believe what they believe. And I think a coined term is, I can love you, but I don't have to accept you. And I think that's what you're trying to get at. Yes. And that's totally okay. That's like how a lot of people are with it. Like, they're like, I don't necessarily think it's right, but I'll love you for who you are as a human being. Yeah. And with that, there has to come a level of respect to where if they ask you to, like, use specific pronouns with them, then it has nothing to do about biological factors. It's a respect factor for human decency.
For one, I don't have to respect a person just because, like, if you first meet somebody, they have to earn my respect, personally. But
I get that. I totally get that.
Also, using pronouns like there and stuff right away, that's, like, impossible. Having to change the English language just so to go with somebody else's beliefs, I'm totally not agreeable with that, because, like, that's, like, you're changing an entire language so that their feelings don't get hurt.
And this is where I agree with that, because that is what society has coined the term with they, them pronouns. But the thing is, originally, they, them was used as a singular context term deriving from the word thy.
Yeah.
So, in historical context, they, them is traditionally a singular term for someone. But over time, it has become a very plural sense, and so therefore, English is hard to understand. I'm just going to say that right out now. It is the hardest language anyone can ever fucking learn. And that's where it gets confusing, especially for a lot of people that don't understand the English language, or if it's not their first language.
Yes. But, like, still, you can't just say that you have to call me by they.
No, I totally get that. I totally get that.
Now they means plural, and it no longer means singular at all, so...
It still does mean singular. It's just more often than enough used in a very plural context because of today's society.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of people don't understand why it's such a hard thing for people to use they, them pronouns, because it's originally used in a very singular term. But society has decided to coin the term to become a very plural sense. So I get what you're saying. I completely do. But
yeah.
This guy's being a dick, but yeah. Sorry, I'm playing a game. But yeah.
Because we're, like, so used to saying he or she, like, it's hard to, like...
Yeah,
it's just because a certain group of people don't like it that way, because that's, like, you're shutting the English language, or my way of saying something for your needs.
Yeah.
But you know what I think I do sometimes? I think
What?
people just want to be entitled of things.
Yeah.
Just entitlement.
I don't think it's entitlement. It's respect. And that's from what I know as a person who sees the community and respects them. Oh, he has bamboozle. But, sorry. But, it's not entitlement. Like I said, it's a matter of respect for someone's identity and how they wish to be seen within the world.
No,
And-
I get
Studies
that.
that even after surgery, like transgender people who go from female to male, let's say, there is like they still want to kill themselves even after they are male and stuff like that. And like that's the surgery has proven to done absolutely nothing. And what they think is going to help them, I finally get to become a male. But then they realize, oh, well then what's wrong with me because I'm still depressed even though now I have a penis.
Because it's beyond that at this point. And the thing is just because people go through surgery, it doesn't mean they're still going to be depressed. Like, depression is a very broad thing, right? Like, it's not controlled or influenced by specific things. It could be completely out of
It is
out of wanting to like
imbalance
transition.
of
So it's like,
chemicals.
yeah, you can go and get surgery, and that will make you happy. But the thing is, their depression can come from something completely out of that area. So, like, let's say,
comes from the imbalance of chemicals in your brain. So
but it also comes from experiences that can influence. So, for example,
Yeah.
let's say there was a trans man who has PTSD from being in the army, and he went and had surgery and it made him happy. But it doesn't mean that PTSD that's causing his depression is going to go away.
obviously. But like,
So-
still, it doesn't have any relation to the transgender thing part because, it could, like, the PTSD didn't derive from being in the army, or I mean, the PTSD didn't derive from them wanting to be
Yeah.
a man or a
Yeah.
woman.
No, I get that. But it's a very difficult thing to pinpoint. And I get what you're saying. But the odds of someone who is trans, who decides to go through with a full surgery, and then they kill themselves because of the surgery, is very low. It's very low. And
Yeah, but
like
still,
it's like a 0.1% kind of demographic that happens to somebody because they went and got surgery, and either it didn't work for them or they didn't like it. Because oftentimes what happens is they end up doing the research and they know what they want, and sometimes they may not get the results they wish, but that's when they have to become complacent with it and say, this is what my body is and this is how it's going to have to be. And so the odds of somebody who is trans who ends up killing themselves because of surgery is very slim. and it's very
killing
rare.
themselves because of surgery, that's totally different from what I was saying. I was saying that killing themselves because they realized that the surgery doesn't really make them a male. Like, it doesn't. It makes them
It
a
doesn't
male
make them
downstairs,
happy.
but it doesn't make them in the brain, because females and males have completely different brains.
I get that. Yeah.
And people who say that I have homophobia because I do not.
No,
believe
I don't think that's homophobic. Not at
It's not.
all. I think you
Homophobia
you're trying to
means
understand
you're
a
scared.
community that you don't necessarily have all the information for, which is completely fine as
Well,
well.
because I'm basing mine off of scientific, and they're basing
Yeah.
theirs off of psychological or
Their own beliefs.
Yeah.
emotions or beliefs, and
Yeah.
I'm basing.
And
it
that's
off of
completely
scientific.
valid. That's completely valid.
Yeah.
Like
And that's where I think the entire divide of Democrat and conservative people, I think that's what the entire divide is. Democrats are usually for more, well, they used, not really, but they used to not believe in, whatever. Nowadays, Democrats usually go for the feelings and the, oh no, you can't
the
say.
lower your level, the better. Yeah, I get that. No,
And then conservatives, you're usually scientific and theory-based people, analytical.
yeah, and I completely agree with that. But there's also a lot of scientific evidence that supports a chemical imbalance that could possibly, have something to do with when people, how people
Have
could
you heard
be,
of the
trans.
John/Joanne experiments?
No, I have not.
Really? Okay. Well, I thought they taught that in college, but
Enlighten me.
It's basically where this man named John Money, who was a doctor, he was doing an experiment on these two boy twins, but one of the boys had a botched circumcision, which means that something went wrong with their circumcision. So they changed him into a girl. And so they did experiments on these two, this guy and this girl, well, supposedly girl. And they told the person with the botched circumcision, I'm pretty sure they called him Brenda or something along those lines, and they told Brenda that you are a girl. You've been born a girl. You've always been a girl. And they started giving him hormones around the time where he started getting boy stuff. And I'm just brain went blank. But anyways, so they told this boy that he's been a girl his entire life, that he is a girl, and he was they completely isolated him from the thought that he was a male for like the majority of his life. And but he does say he said in interviews that he did want to be a boy. He was always drawn to like what the boys did, and he would get made fun of in school because girls would say that he was too boyish, and that because he never wanted to play with dolls or any of that stuff. Oh, and there's also experiments, not this experiment specifically, I'll explain more about that later, but experiments that they raised these children not with any gender specific things, and they gave the girls trucks, and they started playing with the trucks as if those trucks were babies, and they gave the boys dolls, and they would play with the dolls like they were swords and stuff. But anyways, so that's why there's no correlation between But okay, anyway, with the John and Joanne experiment, and there was evidence that he forced them into like these positions, like sexual positions, and took photos of them, and like his experiments were completely haywire. It wasn't ethical. He was a very bad man, and when Brenda turned, what was it, like 16, I think, he was talking with his dad. His dad told him that he was really a boy, and of course he got very angry about it. He changed his name to David, and his name David Reimer. You can research this more. I found this out on the government website. Is like a credible source, of course, but he automatically changed back to a man. He called himself David Reimer. He ended up killing himself, I forget, like age 22, and his brother also had schizophrenia and died at age like 24. Drug overdose. So because they told him that he was a boy, and that he was a boy and a girl, and really thought that he was a boy, like he couldn't really handle that because they lied to him.
Alrighty.
Sorry, but the laughing confused me.
I like how I've contributed nothing to the conversation, that you guys didn't even know that I left.
You left?
I know, right? Nobody noticed.
Yeah, my girlfriend called.
So what's life?
We were just talking about John/Joanne.
Yeah. But no, I get that conversation, and I understand why there could be confusion towards that. But
especially if you join mid conversation, and I'm just like,
yeah.
So this girl that really thought, or this girl who was supposedly a boy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna explain more.
Wonderful. This is great.
I'm sorry.
This is wonderful. I love this This is a top-notch conversation.
Sorry, I'm like very intensely into this game because I'm kind of winning at it right now. But also there's like some cheating going on that I'm not quite understanding. So let's talk about video games. Moving on from that topic, because that was a good conversation.
Just gonna say that took 20 minutes.
Oh, that was awesome. One thing, this is kind of off topic from that video game thing, but one thing I'm really interested in is like space travel.
Space travel? Alright, we can talk about that.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things that I love about it is the theory of time travel. Because let's say you're traveling at light speed, and let's say there's a thing 10 light years away. For someone that's on Earth, it is 10 light years away, but someone who's traveling at it at light speed, that'd be like 5-6 years away. There's
Yeah.
this thing called time dilation,
Yeah.
and I find that so interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I think
Yeah.
I think there has been a
Okay,
spaceship that has
whatever.
been confirmed to break the sound barrier in space like twice over.
Yeah.
Wait, was I injured?
Sorry.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I'm in the middle of a game. I'm confused.
What?
I don't know why, but when I first met you, I thought you like, I don't know. I didn't think you know a lot about topics like politics and all that.
Well, it depends on the kind of
Oh, she's like-
home
she's
you've
like-
grown up in, but
I mean, yeah, that's true.
She is
And,
like,
like, how
a big
often
on
you talk to this
politics.
Around my area,
She's
it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I.
That's how the joke "you're not on our wavelength" started, which you guys don't understand, but
Yeah,
run, boy,
but I'll go
run,
on
boy.
bitch rants for like hours on end because I'm.
Take a hit, take a hit, take a hit.
No, and that's good. Like, I completely understand that.
Harry, take a hit.
Just,
God
like,
damn
I
it.
your
understand
opinion.
that. Like, I'll just find myself randomly talking about like video games or something
Harry.
for hours on end, and I can't stop myself.
Yeah, that's
Which
how I
is
make
awesome.
politics. I would have kept going if
Yeah.
you guys didn't stop me.
He is the obsession.
To be honest, I mean, Clyde is in college.
Mm-hmm.
Katie's
I am.
like in a different
Clyde's in
wavelength
college.
or whatever.
Wait, we're all in different schools. I'm homeschooled. Clyde's in college,
What the fuck is
Angel's
that going
in
to
high school.
accomplish?
and Katie's in middle school.
Wait, Clyde, can I ask, what are you majoring in?
I major in marine science and I minor in women and gender studies.
Oh.
Oh.
We can talk about that. I'm not into the.
Marine science and women and gender studies?
Marine
No.
Oh no.
No, can you explain a little bit more about the marine science?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how fucked up it is that the world is trying to kill oceans.
That
mean-
is very true.
Well, actually, no. That's led because businesses put their.
Well, technically, yeah.
No, we are killing our oceans. There is a
We
patch
really are.
of plastic twice the size of Texas floating around in the Pacific Ocean. You cannot
Yeah.
sit here and try and persuade me to think that we aren't. Like, there
No,
have
no, I
been like
completely agree.
animals, like there have been like long lost animals washing up on beaches that people didn't even know existed because of the plastic problem. And it's
Yeah.
killing a lot of our animals. Like, I think there's been like a 90% increase of all types of organisms that have now gone on endangered species list because of plastic. It is ridiculous.
Well,
Like, it's just god awful.
it's another weird thing. You can like humans like. You know that we're the main source of it because the dinosaurs were around for millions of years.
Oh yeah, and there was no
and-
fucking problem.
Yeah, and then we
That's
come
what we
along
do.
for I don't know how long. I'm just gonna take a wild guess, 50,000 years. That's a wild guess. I don't really know, but and they say that our like the planet is gonna like go to its demise very soon. Voice track.
Hey, Katie, can you repeat that?
I think they've only been around for like 4,000 years.
That's it.
Human?
Humans have been around.
I-
You know how long?
I don't know. I know it's over 10,000 years, which is
Uh,
I know that like for a fact, pretty much.
hold on, let me Google it.
Mhm,
Oh,
definitely.
200,000
Okay.
years.
200,000?
Yeah, modern humans.
200,000?
Oh,
Dang, that's
The
actually a
earliest,
lot more than I thought.
Neanderthals and
modern-
apes and modern walking two-legged creatures that have very similar
Features.
biological features as us have been around for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Homo sapiens
Yeah.
themselves, I would say, have roughly been around 2,000 years or so.
No, well, wouldn't it be 4,000? Because
2,000 years ago, that's like when the Egyptians were there before that.
Okay, well, I'm just making a rough guesstimate. They've
Well, I'd
been
say
here a
about-
long ass time.
5,000-10,000 years? I don't know.
It could be around that time.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I'd guess that too, for sure.
This is, I don't know. Katie, what are your major interests?
Politics.
No. I actually,
Just no.
Oh, okay.
of
Just
course,
take a wild guess.
you know,
Politics?
Yeah.
Like political science kind of thing?
Politics and like what I want to be when I'm older is a lawyer, politician, because most lawyers become politicians anyways.
Nice. That's pretty good. That's a hard one to like grind out, but
Yeah, I want to go to West Point.
We're like different.
I'm thinking of two. I was thinking of two things for my major in college about earlier, like space travel and like about space. I was
you could
thinking
do
of that
like,
major, and then also.
astrophysics is that.
You guys
Yeah,
all
yeah,
going
computer
for like
programming.
science, political, lawyers.
Yeah, but also I'm going for computer programming is another thing I want to do.
I know, like for me,
You could do CSI stuff. Yeah.
I'm trying to go for marketing, graphic design, and graphic arts. Everything like art, digital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of interested in business too, but that was what I wanted to be like a year ago. But like now I want to be a lawyer and stuff.
Like
I'd say
business
90.
administration.
Like what?
Business administration.
I don't know.
I'd say. Sorry.
Go.
I'd say 90% of the people in my middle school are like interested in computer programming as their degree, stuff like that.
From ours?
Yeah, from ours.
No.
A lot of people are interested in it.
That's just the people who you're friends with, Jordan. That's.
Yeah, I know, but like more than that. I know, but like I don't have friends.
Straight up called you a weeb.
Yeah, that's our friend group. Our friend groups are like that's. I've pretty much been in.
No, but I mean like there's other people that. Never mind.
Yeah, I've gone through like because I have very opinions on things. I have skipped a lot of friend groups, and like being in all those different friend groups, which is actually a learning experience because now I can understand fully how people think differently because of being in different cliques.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
For
that's
sure.
another thing I'm interested in is psychology.
Psychology is cool. Yeah. That's kind of like what I did in high school.
See, I just stay to myself. I don't try to enforce any.
I kind of
friendships.
did too. Kind of.
Nah, I was able to like get into. Oh man, but and that kind of like opened my eyes because I like, as Katie said, like I was able to like understand like all the different kinds. Yeah, and it would all make sense to me at some point. So.
Wait, what did you say?
Psychology kind of falls under.
That's an awesome statement.
Oh, shut up! I'm trying to hear Katie.
Psychology falls under a lot of stuff because, well, almost everything, because of the way people perceive things. So psychology has to do with everything.
I find the whole like thing about learning how our brain actually thinks, it's like amazing.
It can be terrifying too.
I know. Yeah.
What's that word that means like thinking about thinking?
I don't know.
Like one of the things that I'm absolutely terrified of is like, well, technically your degree. Clyde, I'm terrified of the ocean. Kind of.
A lot of people are.
I don't like. Mostly because I have no idea what could like be under there. Because there's so many species we don't know about.
Yeah, we have
and I'm
only
guessing that's what
discovered
you're
like.
interested in.
Yeah, there's like a statistic that says we've only discovered like 5% of the top layer of the ocean.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And like the ocean makes up like a lot of our Earth. I don't know the ratio, but yeah.
And most of it is like not drinkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can purify salt water. It just takes a lot of energy to do so.
Yeah.
It's kind of like not profitable at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it affects the economy. And then, stuff.
Fucking A, I wasn't even there.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab my food. I think it just got here. Bring back.
I was way too far in the country to get
Kitty, you're super low. I'm sorry.
What?
You're like speaking super low.
I just said it.
Oh, better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slight.
I was saying that I can't get delivery because I live so far out in the country.
Do you guys live like in an urban place?
I live kind of in a city, I guess.
Kind of
I don't. I live like way out in the country.
suburb? I don't know. It's crazy because I'm used to just like anytime I'm hungry, I could just call up any place.
That's kind of like how it is here too.
Yeah, like the closest house to us is probably like 150 feet away.
So I'm assuming you get like drop off to school.
No, I still take the bus, but
Nice.
it takes like 45 minutes for the
Jeez.
bus to like, go through everything.
I'm the last stop for my bus. Like my house is the last.
I'm like the third to last.
You're homeschooled.
I know, but the bus goes by and there's literally nobody on it.
Oh. Depression.
I used to be the first and last off. It was a time.
I've never gone to the bus.
I've gone to the bus at my old school, and I was always so scared of missing it because I didn't have a phone. So like, yeah. Huh?
Alright, Clyde, so anything you want to shout out?
Anything I want to shout out?
Yeah.
Twitch channel
Yeah, Twitch channel.
Alright,
Ofmiceandclyde.
of my
At
Link.
TTV. Can I upload
Don't
a
you have
link?
like 115 followers now?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
I have recently just gone over 100 followers. It's pretty cool.
Are you? I think you're not. Is it partner?
I am affiliate. Partner requires
He does
you to
make
have an
money.
average
Yeah,
of
he makes
like
money.
7 per. Yeah, I can still make money, but partner. Essentially, what partner does is it takes the ads that go on Twitch if someone isn't subscribed to you, and if somebody watches the ad, you get revenue based off those ad watches.
Yeah, because affiliate means they get the revenue.
Yeah, affiliate means people can subscribe to you and donate to you.
Yeah, okay. Katie,
So-
anything you want to shout out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
No.
you don't got an Instagram, Twitter.
No, I'm not good. I just don't want people that I don't know to like follow me or anything.
I
I
see.
don't like that.
That's okay. That's respectable.
Conservative.
Huh.
Sorry, I live in like
Alright,
a very
cool.
noisy street.
Yeah,
So you guys heard
I
like,
can tell. I know where he lives. I mean, what?
Okay, okay.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Fucking
Fucking A.